One was the vegetative, another was the generative. So here into what the moves into a tube, that is vegetative, and the tube is formed by vegetative and generative, which is forming the two male gametes. Okay. Now let's see here. After this, see, I am showing you about an embryo cell. Again, I am going through with some of the past of the lecture. This diagram, which is very important, I am showing it here. See, this is an embryo Without cytokinesis, in endosperm there will be have free nuclei and the cell wall start forming the periphery and endosperm becomes nuclear. The cells will move to the periphery, to the last part and to the end part of that, and it is what the development of the endosperm will be nuclear. What it is? Endosperm, it is providing a nourishment or a food to the embryos. If endosperm is completely utilized by embryo, it is called as non-albuminous or non-endosperm. Okay, so seed is called as non-albuminous or non-endospermic. If all the endosperm is utilized in the development of embryo, there will be no endosperm, then it will be called as non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed. And if it is endosperm is there in the seed, then it is called as albuminous or endospermic seed. Now see here, embryo development. See, this is the outer integument. See, integuments are there, inner integuments. This is the ovule whole structure. Terminal cells. Now how the development is occurring? See, it is a two-cell stage. There is forming. One is the terminal cell, other is the basal cell. Now what happens here onto the part, the embryo is proper with the development, and it is called as this is embryo proper development, and this is a suspensor cell. Now further in the developing of a seed is what here is, see, endosperm is there, this is the chelizia end, and this is a micropyle end, this is a prototerm, and hypophysis is there. Now these are the stages. One, see, at the down here it is giving a globular shape, then this is something like heart shape, a torpedo shape, and last is a curved cotyledon will form. And now this is a mature seed is there, this is a proper seed coat, shoot, meristem, this is cotyledon. See, these are the cotyledons, and this is a hypocotyl from where the root formation is occurring. Okay, shape also, and mature embryo will have one cotyledons or it could be a two cotyledons. So see here with the previous one, see, this is a globular shape, this is somewhat a heart shape, torpedo cotyledon is curved, and this is the formation of the mature seed. Okay, now there are some special reproductions which we call it as apomixis or agomospory or apomixis is when the seeds which are formed without fertilization. How it could be formed? It could develop from a diploid egg cell which develops into an embryo without fertilization, or if the nucellus may develop into an embryo and it develops into an embryo and pushed into the embryo. It could be what? The nucleus may develop from the embryo or it could push inside the embryo. Now there are some more special reproductions. Polyembryony. Polyembryony means more than one embryo